Picture this. In the dead of night, when the world's brightest lights flicker out and the noise finally dies, something remains. Something tasteless, soundless, utterly ordinary. Yet it pulls the most restless souls toward it like gravity in reverse. Lao Tzu whispers in chapter 35, the great Tao is so subtle it escapes every sense, bland as water, invisible as air, yet once you brush against it, an endless current of peace begins to flow, drawing everything back to stillness without ever asking for attention. For the modern seeker haunted by distraction, craving, and the fear that true fulfillment is always one scroll away, this hidden thing might be the only thing that never disappoints. Over the next 10 minutes, we descend into the mystery of the invisible Tao, why it feels like nothing, why it contains everything, and how touching it can quietly rewrite your entire life. Dare to look closer at what you've always overlooked. The veil is thin. Let's slip through together. The Great Image, chapter 35. Cleave to the great image. All under heaven draws nigh, safe from harm. In peace and prosperity, music and fine food entice the passerby to halt. Words issuing from the Tao are bland. They lack flavor. Look at the Tao. There is little to see. Listen to it, and there is little to hear. But practice it, and it is infinite. And as with our tradition, I will also be reading the River Master's commentary from the John Minford version of the Tao Te Ching. The great image is the Tao. With self-cultivation, heaven and nature cause spirit to descend and commune with the Taoist. All under heaven is at peace. Wheresoever joy or beauty is to be found, the passerby lingers. Abandons plenitude to abide instead in emptiness. And since the commentary was short on the River Master, I will also be sharing the Magister Liu's commentary on this particular chapter. The great image is the Tao. The Tao has no flavor. It can be neither seen nor heard, and yet whosoever practices it is nourished by the primal source, which is inexhaustible, which is infinite. Whosoever cleaves to the Tao can be both small and great. In its origin, the Tao is calm and flowing, in tune with change. To attain the Tao is to dwell in non-action, to live in no business, to enter the realm of silence. The finest music to sample, the choicest delicacies, like a lingering passerby. It is to unbind the bindings of heart and mind, to flow with pure resonance. The great image is in truth no image. The cleaving is a cleaving that is no cleaving. It is ineffable. In words, the Tao is bland and without flavor, and yet it has the finest fragrance, a flavor that is no flavor, the greatest of all flavors. Whew! I gotta give these guys credit. They are doing their very best to try to explain this thing to anybody who will listen, but it is sure hard to explain what spirit is or what the Tao really is. And I would say the words that even I use are but pointers to the reality, right? The reality is much larger than what can be told. And of course, we've talked about this ad nauseum. The words are like not even close to experience, right? To look at the light, and I have a light in the room I'm looking at right now. To look at the light and describe to you what that light, the experience of that light is, there is no words that can ever come close to the actual experience of the thing. This was a really profound idea for me when I first came across it, this idea that the words don't actually describe the things. They're just labels that we put on the phenomena, and they're not even close, right? Like black. Like this table I'm looking at right now is black, right? But I can't really describe to you what black looks like. Unless you've experienced what black is, I have no way to actually use words to describe it. So I would say like the talking about the Tao or spirit is about the same, right? Because there's no real way to explain what spirit is. All I can do is give you clumsy references that, unless you've had some level of experience with the reference I'm making, it's going to be very difficult to understand. So this is the challenge here: is that all these commentators, including Lao Tzu, who's basically the main commentator, is trying to commentate on the Tao itself, and then you've got these other guys, the River Master and Magister Liu, who are also trying to make sense of the poetic nature of Lao Tzu's words that are pointing to the experience of the Tao. And the experience of the Tao is mundane. It's because you take it for granted unless you're paying attention to the peace or that presence of the present moment, in which then you can filter experience through the present moment, which makes the things that are happening even more vivid and more like when they say the Tao is like it's bland until like you cleave the Tao, which means you're focused in that present moment, and then you filter reality through present moment, and then everything else becomes way more vivid, and you're not necessarily like, well, so I would say so there's a couple things I feel when I'm in present moment and when I'm at that calm, cool, wu wei, non-action place. There's two main feelings. There's a feeling of absolute peace, which is like basically this peace is like, it's not the absence of emotion. It's like this relaxation into the moment. And the other feeling I get a lot when I'm in this present moment awareness is joy. And it's not like happiness. It's like this overwhelming, I feel it right now. I feel this just overwhelming sense of joy, and maybe it's love too. And it's like, it just, I can feel my heart is open, and it's just in this experience of now. And then you like when you are in that present awareness, present moment awareness, and you're experiencing the everything, like then it's like this sense of awe that comes with it, because it's like you just look at everything as like, oh my God. And that ties to the whole idea of the imagery of the infant, which is the infant is seeing the world for the first time. And this reminds me when I first brought my son to Disney World when he was about 4 years old, and he was in love with Captain Jack Sparrow. It was like, oh my God, Captain Jack is the best thing ever. And he actually got to fight. He got to go up on the stage and, sword fight Captain Jack. And it was like, of his little life, 4-year-old life, that was like the best thing that had ever happened to him. And he was just like, he was in awe. And then we bought him the Captain Jack costume, so he got to be Captain Jack fighting Captain Jack. So it was amazing. But it was that sense of awe, that sense of like experiencing the world for the first time, and just having that open heart and just that childlike look at reality, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. Like you get to that point where it's like you have that childlike view with the benefit of experience. So because experience, like as long as you don't hold on to the traumatic and or the happy experiences, like as like, oh my God, these are the experiences that I want to have forever. Like what I mean is that you, like, with experience comes perspective, right? And so if you have that childlike perspective, but you have like the mindset of like you've had some experiences, you've gone through this, because when you're a child and you first experience the world, like, oh my God, this is the world, oh my God, like that's all you know, right? So to be a child, to grow up, to be conditioned into this society, and then to like reemerge with this childlike view of the world kind of after and go through this whole journey, you have a different appreciation for that childlike perspective. Whereas the first time you're kind of like, that was all you knew. This time you have an appreciation because you've gone through some shit and you've had the experience of going through trauma and doing the work to integrate that trauma, and then you come out the other side, and then you reemerge with that childlike sense of the world, with the added bonus of having the benefit of going through the journey, which adds another level of appreciation for the entire experience. If this episode resonated with you, please like and subscribe to the channel. This helps us to grow the channel and to get these videos out to more people so they can learn and grow and experience themselves more fully, and to better align their hearts and minds and their soul. Again, this is the Boundless Sovereign YouTube channel, where we're helping folks see the mirror, look at themselves in the mirror, and again grow and be that positive force in the world. So we will see you all in chapter 36 of the Tao Te Ching.